first of all, for having me here today, especially to our colleagues from Designaustria, with whom we collaborate many years now. And really congratulations for all these amazing young women for putting up these exhibitions, and I hope for the English translation so we can maybe host it in Serbia. So I'm really pleased that I can guide you a little bit quickly through our next gen design project, hoping that even more young people like you can join and try to really make a change. Practically, you probably all, as young designers, attended design festivals, and we in Serbia, we organize Mikser Festival. And many of the times we were some kind of a compensated platform for universities which are too big of a structures to really easily and quickly adapt to flaming issues that are emerging every year for young designers. Also, many times the festivals also make up for the space that's lacking in official realm for young and emerging people. So this was the desire to join 5 festivals that already had some kind of collaboration throughout the years, which is Barcelona Design Week, Vienna Design Week, Mikser Festival, Skopje Design Week, and What Design Can Do Festival in Amsterdam, and to create and share experience and join all our skills and efforts to create some kind of a coordinated platform for unlearning of all the habits that pretty much brought us to the situation that we need to discuss the climate crisis and how we can address that. But not only that, because environmental issues never go without social disparities, that we really want to talk and raise issues of designers' responsibility and us creative people also growing as persons while trying to tackle all these problems. So most of all, this is a platform to promote sustainable design and invite people for discussion and share of knowledge, expertise, etc. So it's a really very nice exercise also for all of us who work with festivals to try to coordinate, because you probably also are frustrated many times where you have overlapping events and dates of different international events that you want to attend. So it's really also nice to start collaborating and not seeing each other as some kind of competition, and to create something together like a continuous educational program that basically happens on the festivals, but all together makes sense, and it's going to be recorded and published, and everyone can access it like an open source, whatever we exchange through this project. So just quickly to guide you through it, like these fantastic exhibitions here, we first wanted to tap into these needs and urges and concerns of the young generation of Europeans. And there is an ongoing survey that you can also take part, and I hope you will, to learn what are the major concerns and how young people prioritize all these issues. Because based on that, we will then create an open call for young designers so that we have really hands-on communication among young people, no matter if they don't are maybe in the creative fields, but they can have a say in what their colleagues, their peers who are in the design and other creative disciplines can basically focus. Each of the festivals also have a lot of different educational talks, master classes with the local experts, and of course, based on the results of these competitions for young talents, there will be a traveling exhibition, and all of the winning projects, winning most innovative ideas, those designers will get the residency. So far we have secured 50 places, and they get to choose to which festivals they would like to attend, and then they will spend between 7 to 10 days in the local residencies trying to apply their approach, which they submitted through the competition in solving some local issues. And then based on that, there will be also an award of the general public, but also really a renowned jury panel. All of that is also mirrored on our web platform, nextgendesign.eu, which we try to see as a co-learning platform, which of course presents all the festivals, but creates a depository of knowledge, of people who we meet through the project, experts, experimentators, brave people who are, making some outbreaking steps in the fields of materials, in the fields of sustainability of some local crafts, and many, many other socially aware initiatives. So I invite you also to explore and even contribute to this growing depository of knowledge that we now call the Knowledge Hub, and we hope to really have it grow even after the formal years of the projects are done. So we have really high ambitions, like these young ladies said, to really help and make young people co-create a future where almost inclusive and sustainable design will be a norm. We also, main purpose of this project is to empower and upskill young people and designers to really actively contribute to climate action and to have their voice elevated, amplified, and raised so that we can together influence our decision makers and really show that the voice of young people matter and they really have something to say. They really have innovative ideas that can be practically done and show some kind of a way of a roadmap for countries to the circular economy. This is just briefly, we are at the beginning of our path. We just had 2 festivals, Mikser Festival in Belgrade, where we had some amazing people like Henriette Val, who's a dear friend and experimentator. She works with microorganisms and algae in searching for new materials, but also work in Atelier Luma, whose exhibition you can see in the headquarters of the Vienna Design Week, with local communities on different residue materials to create new and sustainable projects and products as well. Also looking into local crafts in the Balkan area and how it can be preserved and how it can also secure the economic sustainability of the local communities. Of course, there's a lot of other side programs like master classes working with the youngest ones who are completely not burdened with the limitations, like this De Bono theory that sometimes when you want to connect the dots without lifting a pen, you have to step out of the paper. So kids are best in that sense to really ignore the borders of the... So this is what we need right now, this kind of a approach. Then we also had the Amsterdam event, What Design Can Do, where also many very interesting people who are having a new take on the waste or working with the bio design approach, or even working in marketing and advertising industry, trying to raise awareness how much of responsibility of those guys that usually selling us shit can actually become very much, it can be twisted around and they can start telling the right stories to help us achieve this goal. And then again, creating different roadmaps for climate resilient future beyond 2050. And of course, we all try to do our share of using the real visit of people at the festivals to respond to this research on what young people want. So we're really looking forward to your event on the 5th of November. Looking forward to see the results. But this is just really a preliminary glance to support the topic and open up, setting the stage for the discussion later on. Just based on really few, we already had like 300 responses so far. We just started promoting it. But 66% are women. So our also experience of Mikser platform, which is really gender, trying to mainstream a lot of gender policies in many different fields, this is our reality. It's almost always the same. 66% of women are always drawn to topics of a higher public interest, either through environment or social inclusion or so. And then if you zoom in, when we ask how informed or motivated you are to get yourself updated on the environmental issues, then 85% of women say that they're highly motivated and they consider themselves well informed, but while this percentage is a little bit less with men. Also, we were also trying to see how different sensitive groups feel included in their community. Are there any reasons for them to believe that they're not fully represented, respected, included? So still, luckily, the majority of respondents say that they feel fully included, but those that don't usually state that it's because of sexism, classism. Some would rather not say, which again means that there is some reason, but also ageism. And if we zoom in all these answers of people who feel less appreciated in their environment, then again 72% of them are women and 53% of them, like 72% of women answers claim that they don't feel fully appreciated or included, while on the men's side it's 53%. It's still a beginning. We're really watching, we're checking it every day and see how things are, this dynamic is moving. But what is really nice, and which proves that both men, women, non-binary, all other groups that are participating, almost when we ask what are the priorities, how do you think we should approach, what environmental topics or challenges do you believe should be prioritized in your immediate surroundings, almost the biggest numbers say it's an environmental education, powering young people to make informed choices. So education or emancipation or awareness raising is still, I think, number one that we all recognize is needed, which for us was sort of a proof that this project is on the right tracks. Just for the end, I would like also to use some other experiences we had in different projects other than Next Gen Design. For instance, we were working on this very practical project for the city of Kragujevac, invited by the city of Kragujevac in Serbia to help improve safety of women and girls in public spaces. So we did this big participatory effort through survey, through focus groups, through meeting people on city squares, etc. And of course, it's logical that 82% of respondents were women because the topic was really directly addressing them. But what we found, that 30% of women never go out in the evening after, let's say, 21 o'clock. While this percentage with men is only 2%. And all these juggling balls you see, those are the personal tactics that women develop in order to survive and to navigate the city, to sort of compensate for all these inadequacies that are presented in our daily surroundings, so that they can get by. 49% of them, they change the route, they go longest way to avoid certain spots in the city that they consider unsafe, or 47% fake to talk on the phone, or talk on the phone for real with someone, just to overcome the fear of not being safe. 38% of women in Kragujevac always secure the escort of some male friend or family to be able to go out in the evening or attend some evening classes. 31% always gather in a bunch of friends, so to navigate. And then 18%, almost 1/5 of women often give up on plans to go somewhere if they're not able to secure any of the others measures or tactics to navigate the city. So yes, the city is not providing equal opportunities for all of us, and that's really unfair, and it goes also to many of the products and services that we use in the urban environment. 30% of women of Kragujevac think that city is not made based on their needs. So that's only just one example. On the other project where we were analyzing the gender dimensions in household waste in Serbia, trying to see potentials of circular economy and some measures by the government, what we found out that 70% of women actually separate their waste, while this percentage with men is 41. That was one data. So, okay, we want to talk to those 30% of women and thank them. And then another data is also interesting, that women are 10% more eager to change their habits, even if it's not so convenient for them, if it's something good for her family, or some public interest. And they're much more likely to invest their time and energy to also share some positive influence among their family or friends. So we need those women, and this also affects the way we are going to shape messages, because we need to reach women. They will make our efforts more fruitful because they're happy to continue and share them. And even though we are, for instance, Serbia, consider a very patriarchal environment where men make decisions, men their own property, and so on. This is also an interesting data that 61% of women claim that they're actually making all the important decisions that actually affect the sustainability of a household. What are we going to cook? Are we going to throw old clothes, or are we going to give it to our sisters' younger children? Which products are we going to buy? And so a lot of these decisions are made by women in Serbia, which is again very hopeful data, while many of the messaging and measures that government is putting out there are sort of trying to more target men. And then we see that you could do much more, basically, if also addressing more adequately women in the audience. And 30% of men says that they reach those decisions. So it's almost double the effort. And the last slide is about making gender-sensitive cities. You guys should know that, because Vienna is an example that we use a lot. Again, 85% of women were respondents of this survey. 80% of women don't go directly home after work in Serbia. They do different chores, they go buy stuff for dinner, they pick up kids after school, they visit the elderly member of their family, etc., etc. They pick up stuff from the cleanings and so on. That number is, for men in Serbia, 50-something. They usually sit in their car and then drive back home. This reason, the study that was done in Vienna, was basically the reason why the transfer time between the transportation, I think, was enlarged in Vienna because of the amount of time that women need to do all these different tasks. So, of course, it's not going to be only for women. But this time was, the scope of that time was, I think, prolonged, and proving that what was good for women is pretty much good for all. Almost 30% of women feel also in this survey unsafe in public spaces, etc., etc. So the big message here that I'm trying to say, what we will really like to promote through the Next Gen Design project, is that we need to look not only into women's perspective, but perspective of all different groups of people, elderly. We have different types of youth. We have toddlers, we have kids, we have teenagers who are also very needy when it comes to spaces for gathering, for work, for play. So, yeah, we're looking forward to results of our survey. And please join us. You can help us to share this and to get more responses from Austria, which would be really nice because that's our partner country. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you very much.